I'm with Christy Rue. She's a 33-year-old single mother living in Leichhardt in Sydney's inner west. Some of you might have seen Christy on the television. She's been a vocal advocate for increases in family payments, and she's been unemployed since November. Welcome, Christy. Thanks. What do you think of the budget?
I'm really disappointed. I guess nothing changed for me personally. I don't think that they've looked at where the money really needed to come from and really needed to go. And I don't think it's going to help the most needy in this situation. Unless you're working, there isn't any money for you at all. And the $19 increase to the taper rate a week, allowing you to earn that little bit of extra money, isn't going to help the people that can't find work.
You're talking about the family tax benefit. How does that sit at the moment, and how does it help you find work and still retain a benefit?
Well, the family tax benefit is different again. So the taper rate is in relation to the New Start payment, which a lot of parents would put onto on the 1st of January. The family tax benefit, the increases to that, I'm really not sure how that's going to work as yet. It seems that there's a little bit of extra money in there, but that's not going to come through until March next year. So again, it's not going to make an impact now for the parents that are really struggling.
Now, you've been calling for an increase in New Start allowances along with ACOS and indeed the Business Council of Australia. You were on a parenting benefit until January this year. How worse off are you as a result of those changes?
From the 31st of December to the 1st of January, I lost $119 a fortnight. And in relative terms to me, that's about a week's groceries for my son and I. And a 10-year-old just keeps eating. So for me, finding that money was really difficult. I've luckily been able to keep on top of most of my bills and things in this time, but I have had to go to community services for help, which is not something that I've had to do in the last couple of years.
You've had to ask for handouts?
Yeah, I have. And I've done that because I want to try and provide for my son and to not have him under financial stress, for him not to sort of see as much as possible where we are, and to try and keep on an even keel. I don't want to get further into debt. I've taken money out of my super, which concerns me for later on in my life, but for now that seemed like my best option, to try and sort of wipe the slate clean a little bit. But you know, up until the 31st of December, I was okay. We were existing fairly well. And in my head, I thought, okay, I'm educated, I finished my studies last year, I'm going to get work fairly quickly, it's going to be okay. And that just hasn't been the case.
If you got work tomorrow, what would be the situation with your various payments from the government?
So at the moment, I'm allowed to earn $62 a fortnight before my payment starts being reduced for a New Start. And to me, you know, that's a couple of hours of work in that fortnight. That's not really going to help with the expected costs of daycare and all of those kind of things. So while I would, you know, take up almost any job tomorrow that fits in with the hours that I have my son, so he can be in daycare between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. with school in the middle, you know, I have to take into consideration financially how the impact would be for us for travel and for all those costs associated with having him in daycare.
And last night's budget allows you to earn about another $20 a week.
Yeah, so you're looking at $19 a week, which is maybe an hour's worth of work. But again, it's the associated costs with having a child that are different for people that are just on New Start. So the associated costs of a single parent are much higher than a single person. And I don't think those kind of things have been looked into at all in the impact. And that's what the increase in the base rate was going to sort of help with, is bringing that income back up to almost the parenting payment levels. And also for New Start people, bringing them up to a point where they can actually exist a little bit better. Because families do get the family tax benefit, there is a little bit more money there, but of course we've got the children to support as well.
Does the opposition offer you any hope?
I'm in great fear of September. I don't think that they are offering any hope, and I personally believe that they will probably not even do the kind of things that were put into the budget last night. I don't think that they'll increase the taper rate. I don't think that they'll increase the base. And I think that people I mean, I've said this to friends, that they need to be really careful about who they vote for. Just, get in there and get the information and vote with your head instead of with a knee-jerk reaction. That I know that we didn't get what we were asking for last night, and I know that big business and the community sector are all up in arms about it and are all really upset. But my concern is that we vote them out in September, that we have to start this advocacy program all over again to try and get the Liberal government to see how important this is. It would be really nice if we had a party in government that actually wanted to help us, but I just can't see the Liberal government doing that.
Kristy Rue, thanks for joining the ABC.